point when General Motors murdered its minivans and propelled a scope of 3 push hybrids on a then new Lambda stage about 10 years prior, it appeared a hazardous move. Be that as it may, it paid off. Fast forward to now, and Americans have purchased more than 2 million of those Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick, and, truly, Saturn, individuals haulers. Presently GM's second-era 3-push transporters are here, and they have a considerably harder playing field of family SUVs to go up against. The first of these restored endeavors was the GMC Acadia, which shrank significantly contrasted in its forerunner. In the current correlation test, it set mid-pack behind the Mazda CX-9 and the Volkswagen Atlas. So perhaps it really is ideal that the Acadia's corporate cousin, the new 2018 Chevrolet Traverse, is adopting an alternate strategy. For one thing, it has done the inverse of Therapist, with a wheelbase that is an entire 2 inches longer than that of the old Traverse and incremental upticks long, width, and stature. The Traverse is a size XL to the Acadia's L. It's the greatest hybrid in a major class, and its size pays profits inside. Indeed, even with a third push situates raised, there's a liberal 23 cubic feet of freight space in, sufficiently back to oblige 6 portable bags in our testing, 2 more than the correspondingly immense Atlas. We can't exactly broadcast the Traverse's third line to be as obliging as the Volkswagen's. However, in light of the fact that Chevrolet has demanded wedging a third seating positioning there, stuffing the Chevy brimming with 7 travelers compels one unfortunate tenant to occupy the awkward third push center seat, though the Volkswagen's more extensive 3-situate second line and 2-situate third line allot the accessible space better. For the individuals who put carpooling for sports groups at the highest point of their need record, the Traverse's secret weapon is the accessible 8-situate setup that swaps out our test auto's second push Chiefs seats for a 3-situate seat. Tragically, it's accessible just on bring-down trim levels with material seats and less hardware. Discussing gear, our best trim Traverse High Country Test Auto had it all, as it should, considering its precarious soliciting cost from $52,995. Like GMC's Denali trim level, the High Country has gone for raising exchange costs and overall revenues and comes completely stacked with garish outside bits including 20-inch haggles of chrome trim, inside updates, for example, an all-encompassing sunroof and a power-collapsing third push situate, and a full supplement of dynamic security highlights. It's pleasantly laid out inside, for the most part inspired with its straightforward controls and alluring-looking completions, regardless of the possibility that the vibe of materials doesn't exactly legitimize the powerful sticker price. We were additionally frustrated to locate a couple of ranges where GM cut expenses. The shades for the double sunroofs, for example, are manual as opposed to control worked, and the flipping and collapsing second push situate that facilitates access to the third column is incorporated just on the traveler side Chief's seat. The High Country is the main form of the Traverse that comes standard with all-wheel drive, which is a $2,000 to $3,800 choice generally. Contrasted and lesser AWD Traverses, the High Country's framework brags a further developed back pivot drive unit with 2 grasps that freely control torque to each wheel. The setup is imparted to the Acadia All-Terrain and the Cadillac XT5. In this way, in principle, it's better at, navigating high nation. It likewise gets a slight knock-in parkway mileage in light of the fact that the wheels aren't continually turning the back drive shaft. We assumed that driving through rough terrain this Chevrolet individual's hauler would be about as futile as putting a Tyke situate in a Corvette. Yet, we tested it on street, where it ended up being a fit entertainer in almost every metric. The standard 3.6-liter V6 motor with 310 steeds gives solid and straight power through a smooth-moving 9-speed programmed, impelling the Traverse to 60 miles per hour in an aggressive 6.5 seconds. A formed and immovably tuned case, useful for a strong 0.83 grams of grasp on the skid pad, gives the Chevy a planted vibe, while its brakes are certainly motivating and halt in the powerful 4,680-pound hybrid from 70 miles per hour in a moderately clean 176 feet. Its capacity to adjust solace and calm with responsiveness pleasantly parts the distinction, progressively, between the significantly more deft Mazda and the somewhat milder and plusher Volkswagen. Programmed stop, begin is standard on each Traverse and is about as inconspicuous as these frameworks get. Apparently it was a factor in our test truck's solid 21 mile per gallon normal efficiency, etching the EPA's consolidated figure. In our genuine expressway efficiency testing, the Chevrolet really figured out how to top its 25 mile per gallon EPA, scoring 27 miles per gallon and beating the greater part of its rivals, including the CX-9 and the Honda Pilot, both of which returned 26 miles per gallon. Past being the roomier, more refined, more effective, and preferable performing transport over some time recently, the Traverse likewise looks essentially less like a transport. Its liberally squared-off styling is doubtlessly more engaging than that of the old bulbous Traverse, which maybe took its minivan surrogate status a bit too truly. You may even mix up it for a Tahoe or a Suburban, given its size, which is not an awful thing. The new adaptation's more truckish configuration most likely would have been sufficient to guarantee the second-gen Traverse's business achievement. That the new Traverse is fundamentally enhanced in such a large number of different ways puts it close to the highest point of its antagonistic fragment. We'd absolutely bet that GM will experience no difficulty pitching numerous more duplicates in the years to come.